Okay, let's start. Two-time Highland champion. How does that sound, Alex?
Amazing.
Your questions, please, if you could raise your hand. Misha. Yep.
I remember your last point celebration, last year victory, and this year's was way more emotional. What's the story behind it?
You know, I mean, whoever follows my career or tennis in general knows that I've been struggling since Wimbledon last year till basically Madrid this year with the big results. I dropped significantly in the ranking and I didn't know why. And I was really, really close for taking 3 or 4 months break of tennis completely after Wimbledon. But my coach asked me, to be professional, to play until Wimbledon including. And then if I'm out of a top 100 or whatever, I just take a pause maybe for half a year. I didn't want to play. I had no joy. And, but I kept my promise to my coach. I worked hard and having made, quarters of French, following up with the Halle victory again, that's beyond my wildest expectations of what I could achieve, in a short period of time, not to go to the absence for half a year, enjoying home. So yeah, that's what it means to me. It's just a big renaissance of my career in a way.
Yeah. This was your first time beating Medvedev. How did you do it? Did you do anything different?
There is sometimes there's few matches that you feel like maybe that's not the only chance, but this is like a bigger chance to win a certain match than you had before. And I definitely felt like a 500 final under really fast conditions under the heat, so favors me a lot with the serve, so it's easier points. So he cannot control me as much as he was doing in the past of our meetings. So I just stayed there. I was 100% focused. I didn't show any emotions. I think I didn't even show the positive emotions. So the idea was to stay there and serve. If I have a chance to attack, I attack, and we'll see how it goes. And it went amazing,
Congrats, first of all. Is the impression right that you really want to entertain yourself also on court? Many people say, wow, what a match every time and again. And this entertainment that you need for yourself to play as well as you do. Not only work tennis, but really play it.
Yeah, because that's the game. I think that's the thing we forget, even we as a players, and even a kind of player like I am, sometimes I forget that this is the game. And the fact that it turned to be, a competition who is stronger, faster, more professional, it's still a game. We still have to remember that. And for me, to have it in mind, to have it in the back of my mind, most of the times is important, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to travel and to play it, because it's not going to be playing, it's going to be working. And this is not a job, guys. This is a sport. This is an entertainment for the people. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's demanding. Yes, it's probably the toughest sport to play, and sometimes is cruel. Sometimes is devastating. Sometimes there's all the spectrum of emotions in tennis. But at the end of the day, it's a game, and it's very important to remember.
You have to remind yourself again and again.
Yes, you have to. I asked my coach to do that, because when I was 17 in the world, I treated it like a job. I treated it like a very hard, demanding sport. But we're not track and field athletes. We're not fighting the time. We're fighting the opponent, ourselves. And we're playing. We have the ball involved. So you can do pretty much everything you want with it. You have a 50% of the shots and 50% on the other side. So I think you have to remind yourself, well, unless you're super good and you're winning slams after slams, then you don't care, I guess, no? Like, it's okay, if it's that easy. Just swing a racket, win a slam, that's okay,
You spoke with your coaches a lot during the week, during your matches, and today it seemed like there was much less communication. Was there a reason behind that?
That was the only way for me to stay composed and to beat Daniil. It's more of a mental, of course it's a game side, but with my case in this scenario that we played today, it was a mental match from my end. From my end, I have to keep focused. I knew that he will return. I knew he's better than me in the ground strokes. He's better than me in most of the things he's doing on court. So I had few tools that I need to execute well in the right moment, and obviously the mindset and the mentality going into the match. I've lost 6 or 7 times, and if I would do the same thing, I should not wait for the other outcome. So I have to change, and I did, and it worked.
Seems if you don't feel any pressure in this important situation the whole week.
That's false. I feel the moment when athlete doesn't feel any pressure, he won't be able to play. I'll have to tell that. Even when we see the greats, Roger, Rafa, Novak, Yannick, Carlos, all those guys, they all feel pressure, even though they're just super good not to show it to people, to the opponents, and to maintain their level so they don't drop the level when they're tense. But I think the moment when you actually don't feel anything, what's the point of playing? You can play on your backyard, and especially if you've been around for the tour for many years, you can afford that. You can just say, okay, if I don't feel any emotions, I don't care if I win or lose. It makes no sense to play a professional sport.
Any last question? Please.
How will you be celebrating tonight? Do you have anything special planned?
Champagne. I mean, like always, I'm not... I promised my coach that I won't be drinking during the weeks. So it's been 2 weeks already for me. So I have to start. There's a few days before Wimbledon, so I can relax a bit. Put my body in place. And as I said, tennis is a brutal sport. You win this, you sit here, enjoy. In 6 days from now, I gotta be playing first round of Wimbledon, 5 sets. It's not. So I'm gonna take 3-4 days off. We're gonna travel to London. I'm gonna meet my family there, and I try to get ready for Wimbledon.
Thanks very much.
Thank
Congrats
you.
again.
Thank you.
One interview in front of the podium, please.
Sure. I keep it or in my hands or?